Hey y'all, so as part of my, healing myself after this relationship series, I've been really deep diving into a lot of topics and just working on myself in the process. And so today, I wanted to come to you all and I wanted to talk about like what a healthy relationship even looks like. Like I've been in so many unhealthy and toxic relationships and didn't even realize it until it just got so bad I couldn't take it anymore. And I really started to ask myself, we watch people on, social media or TV, or, a lot of us girls, we were conditioned to think that we were going to get this fairy tale Disney story. And, I realized that even for myself, like I would not, obviously based on my past relationships, right? I wouldn't know a healthy relationship if it came and popped me in my forehead. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We all hear phrases like healthy relationships, relationship goals, but like, what does that mean? Like, literally, what does that mean? What does a partnership built on mutual respect, trust, and love like really look like in practice? Whether you're single, dating, or in a committed relationship, this video is about us getting clear on what we deserve and what we should aim for. So let's start with the foundation. What makes a relationship healthy? At its core, a healthy relationship is about two people coming together as a whole, secure individuals to create something greater than themselves. The key elements of a healthy relationship are mutual respect. Respect is non-negotiable. In a healthy relationship, you both honor each other's feelings, boundaries, and individuality. Even when you disagree, you approach one another with kindness and respect. Trust. Trust is the bedrock of any strong relationship. Without it, there is no foundation. Not a real one, at least. A healthy relationship is one where you feel safe being vulnerable and you don't have to question your partner's honesty or intentions. And y'all, that is something that I have struggled with in every single relationship I've been in. Communication. Healthy relationships thrive on open, honest, and non-judgmental communication. It's about expressing your feelings, listening actively, and resolving conflicts in a way that brings you closer instead of tearing you apart. Emotional safety. Emotional safety means feeling secure enough to be your authentic self without fear of judgment or rejection. You should feel supported and accepted, flaws and all. And y'all, that is something that I was struggling with. I'm still working on that one. I'm doing the work, period. I definitely am not in a place where I want to be attached to anybody right now because I am trying to offload my emotional baggage. I'm trying to work on that. All right. And lastly, reciprocity. Healthy relationships are balanced. Both partners give and receive equally. There's no scorekeeping, but both of you feel valued, appreciated, and supported. And if there's one thing that I've heard from both sides of the spectrum is you have men that feel like they're only being used, they're only being seen for their financial value. You have women where we feel like we carry, the weight of the world on our shoulders and our partners just go to work, come home, and, we're like mules, right? And my favorite relationship to watch right now is actually my brother. My brother met his current wife at church. They just recently had a baby about a month ago. I believe my nephew's a a month ago. I'm sorry, y'all. My nephew's like a little over a year, right? He's really restored my hope and faith in healthy relationships just by watching him and his wife. Like overall, Josh is really a sweetheart, but he's literally living. He's like the vision of he who finds a wife finds a good thing. Like he loves that woman so much, and it's not just in like his words, but it's in his actions. They both do things to lighten each other's load. I remember when she was pregnant and he was so cranky because she wanted to work, and it wasn't because she had to. It was genuinely because she's an interior decorator. She just enjoyed what she was doing. And he was just like, no. like girl, sit down somewhere. And I had to talk to him and tell him, like, she's not working because she has to. So be proud of yourself in that. She's working by choice. She's working because what she does is fun to her. She likes to create. And so they had to compromise, and he had to like get her to vow that like she would work, but like any heavy lifting or anything like that, she would have her coworkers do for her. So that's what I think about when I think of like reciprocity. So, excuse me. Before we go deeper, let's clear up a few misconceptions, because sometimes we confuse unhealthy dynamics with love because they feel familiar or passionate. I feel like the passionate part of it is the thing that catches us all up. If somebody can put some good pipe or some good box on you, all of your senses just leave your body. Like all of your common sense is now floating in the air. So, let's talk about what isn't a part of a healthy relationship. Constant drama. Love is not meant to be a roller coaster of fights, breakups, and makeups. It's not. And I know that society and our culture has like taught us, like even with that baby daddy, baby mama culture, right? It has taught us that, oh, he's acting a fool because he loves me. Oh, she's busting out my windows because she care about me. No. Healthy human beings don't act like that. There's nothing cute about that. Being controlling or possessiveness. A healthy relationship does not involve one partner controlling the other's decision, time, or friendships. You do not own a human being. You guys are two individuals. You guys were both put on this planet at two different times. You guys came out of two different uteruses. You are supposed to be healthy and whole by yourself so that you guys can both be healthy and whole together. Codependency. This one is huge. This is something that, I had to work on myself. I actually have a video. I was uploading it, but YouTube didn't finish uploading it, so I'll have to re-upload it. But it was literally called, I'm Pretty Sure Dating Me Was Exhausting. And it talks about like the expectations that I was putting on, not even just my partners, but just friends too. Like, I really was looking for somebody to come save me. And I understand and I realize that now. And so with codependency, you rely on your partner for your entire sense of self-worth or happiness. Oh my God. There was a relationship that I was in where I had this bad. And this even sadder part about it was I was so codependent and he was so emotionally unavailable. So y'all could just imagine the shit show that was. You are two individuals, not halves of a whole. Like I said, you need to be healthy and whole, and they need to be healthy and whole, and then y'all need to come together and be healthy and whole together. Perfection. Healthy relationships are not perfect. They have challenges, but the difference is how you work through them together. So what does this look like in everyday life? Like, what does healthy love look like in action? First, you feel secure, not anxious. In a healthy relationship, you are not constantly second guessing where you stand. You know your partner cares about you and you feel confident in a relationship. This is something that I pray for. I realize that I may have had certain little moments where I might have had that. But then they'd come in and they show me that that's not really what it was. And then the rest of the relationship until I decided to leave was very much, a very insecure attachment for sure. You can be yourself. You don't have to wear a mask or pretend to be something you're not. A healthy partner loves and accepts the real you, not a version of you they want to change. I went through this also. It was a man that I had dated, and I couldn't for the life of me understand why this man was so mean to me. Like, I know now because, he was a narcissist, so he love bombed the shit out of me. And then once he was like, ooh, I got her, he would try to like change things about me. But I'll never forget a friend of mine telling me like, he does not like you. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, where'd you get that from? And how do you know? Right? And she was saying that they had a conversation. I think that like when I was, this relationship was just so it was so low vibrational. And I remember, I think she like got at him about how he was treating me. Cause I had left, I had moved out and whatnot. And you know, when some men get desperate, they reach out to your friend and they try to figure it out, or they try to look like, oh, I'm the good guy and I'm trying to work on it, right? And so she talked to him about his treatment of me. And she was just like, I just don't understand, like what your problem is. Like, she's one of the sweetest people I know, and you're just constantly trying to change her. And he was like, well, I was trying to be mean to her, but it didn't work. I was like, oh, wow, what a sadist. All right. So that's another thing. Like, you always want to do and be better, and you always want to improve on who you are and whatnot. But like, you shouldn't feel like, once again, this goes back to my other videos of, you don't have to earn someone's love. You don't have to, I shouldn't have to be all of these things in order for you to love me, or for you to feel like I'm deserving of your love. Let's see. You're a team. Healthy relationships feel like a partnership. You tackle challenges together and celebrate wins as a team. It's not me versus you. It's us versus the problem. I literally live by this. Boundaries are respected. So both partners understand and respect each other's boundaries, whether it's alone time, personal space, or emotional needs. Disagreements are handled constructively. Conflict is inevitable. Healthy couples fight fair. They don't result to insult, stonewalling, or manipulation. Instead, they listen, compromise, and work towards a resolution. Both partners contribute, whether it's emotional support, effort in planning dates, or taking care of responsibilities. Both partners actively contribute to the relationship. This one is, I feel like, one of the most important. You have healthy individual lives. In a healthy relationship, you maintain your own identity. You maintain your own hobbies, your own friendships. Your world does not revolve solely around your partner, and theirs doesn't revolve around you. I've seen so many instances where people get in a relationship and their partner's friends become their friends. And then when they break up, it's awkward and uncomfortable for everybody all the way around. Like, people feel like they have to pick a side. Lastly, there's physical and emotional intimacy. Healthy relationships balance physical affection with emotional closeness. You'll feel connected on multiple levels, not just one. I think that one is huge, especially because a lot of people, they correlate like intimacy with sex. You can have sex with anybody. You can't be intimate with everybody. Like, you don't feel like you can, let your hair down with everybody, if that makes sense. And there's so many women that would be like, sometimes I just want to be held. Sometimes I just want to be cuddled. Sometimes I just want to be in your space. Like, I'm one of those people that I don't need, physical touch is not my love language. But I'm just happy being in the same room as the people I care about. Like, everybody could be doing their own thing. I'm just happy to breathe your air. That's how I am. So if you're wondering how to build or nurture a healthy relationship, here are some actionable tips. Number 1, work on yourself first. Healthy relationships starts with healthy individuals. Take the time to heal, grow, and understand your own needs, boundaries, and triggers. This is the space that I'm in right now. I've told myself that when the time comes, I don't want to come dropping my emotional load off on the next person. I want to make sure that I truly understand who I am, where I am, and I've worked through everything so that I don't traumatize the next person. I know that some people can't stand to be by themselves. And so a lot of the time what happens is that in order for them to, not be lonely or not feel the feelings from the other person, they get with a new person. But they don't realize that literally you just thrown more shit into your bag and took that with you. I always think of the song Bag Lady when I think of that. Number 2, communicate, even when it's hard. Honesty is key. So if something is bothering you, speak up in a respectful way. And when your partner communicates, listen with an open mind. A lot of us that grew up in critical households, that's not always the easiest thing to do. But you have to remind yourself that, like, hey, this person is saying these things to me because 1, it affects them, and 2, they care. A lot of us, you don't even hear like, hey, when you said that thing, it hurt me. All you hear is you're bad and you hurt my feelings. And this is why working on yourself is so important. 3, set and honor boundaries. Be clear about what you need and what you're comfortable with. A good partner will respect your limits. 4, practice gratitude and appreciation. Don't take each other for granted. Express appreciation for the big and small things that your partner does. 5, seek growth together. Healthy relationships grow over time. Whether it's going to therapy, setting goals together, or learning new things about each other, prioritize growth. I think that's a big one. Because I see so many of these podcast episodes where you got men that are resenting women because of where they are in their lives. And then you have men that may be further along. And mind you, we're speaking on unhealthy dynamics. But you have men that come along and they've never had anything. And now they got a little money. They, feel like, okay, I'm the prize. But they use that as a means to enslave and mistreat the women that they enter into relationships with. And God forbid that you guys are both two alphas, or you guys are both very goal oriented. It's like you should get excited about that trait that you both have, but sometimes it turns into a very unhealthy and sometimes even unsafe competition. So here are my final thoughts. At its core, a healthy relationship feels like home, a place where you're loved, respected, and supported. It's not always easy, but it is always worth it. You deserve a partnership that feels good, not one that drains you. That's a note to self right there. There's a quote that I wrote down in my notebook, and it says, "You're so used to the bare minimum." No, it says, "You're so used to settling that the bare minimum feels like royal treatment." And I put that quote in my room where I can read it every day and remind myself of that. Whether you're single or in a relationship, keep striving for a love that uplifts and empowers you. And I'm praying healthy relationships and healing on all of us. If not in 2025, 2026. For myself, 2025, I'm spending on working on and healing me. I don't even know if I want to be in anybody's relationship in 2026, but I definitely know that right now this journey for myself is personal, and I'm working on healing me and working on really, like I said, sitting down and saying, hey, okay, these things hurt. These things didn't feel good, whatever. So that is all I have for you guys for this episode. And I appreciate y'all for being here. Please get in the comments. And if you are in a healthy relationship, we would love to hear from you. Please leave in the comments what that is like. What is your experience like? Were you in unhealthy relationship before that? What was the turning point for you? And any, kind of gems and advice that you have for us. I thank you as always, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.